Hi, my name's Moonpie, and recently I've seen a few videos that talk about walling in Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. Now these videos are either wrong or they're too complicated, so I thought I'd make a quick video that explains why you should be deleting the pillars from your walls. Now, as I'm sure you've seen in game, as you can see on the screen now, there are two walls here. One of them has pillars, and one of them does not. But why do you actually want to be removing the pillars? Well, there's 4 reasons. Firstly, when a mortar attacks a wall, if it attacks the pillar and destroys the pillar, not only does it destroy the pillar, but it also destroys the 2 segments that are right next to it. This basically creates a big hole that the enemies can push in. In comparison, as there are no pillars on this wall, an opponent's mortar cannot target the pillar, so instead they can only target one segment of the wall at a time. This basically means that it takes twice as long to get the same gap in a pillarless wall that it does to get in a wall with pillars. Now, the second reason we actually delete the pillars is to save resources. Now, notice that the wood cost for a wall is 5 wood. Now, that basically means that every single segment costs 5 wood. So the walls itself cost 5 wood, and the pillars themselves cost 5 wood. So if we put down a wall like this, you'll notice that our wood has obviously gone down. Now, if we delete this wall before the villager has actually finished building it, you'll notice that our wood goes up. And that goes the same for any building in Age of Empires 3, where if you delete it, you'll get a percentage of the wood back depending on how much of the building has been completed. You'll notice that if we delete this pillar, that we don't get our wood back, and that's because it's been fully built. So it's important to note that if you're looking to save resources from deleting pillars, that you need to delete them before they're actually made. The third reason for deleting pillars is that it's faster to build a wall that does not have a pillar in it. So for example, if we get our villager to build this wall here, you'll notice that he's obviously having to build the pillars. If there's no pillars in the walls, then he's not having to build them. Now you will notice that he builds the pillars much faster than he does build the wall segments themselves, but it is still time spent that he could be spent doing something else like gathering resources. And finally, the fourth and most important reason is that it looks better. So how do you go about actually deleting the pillars? Well, personally, I use the Select All hotkey. Now this works for any unit or building in Age of Empires 3. You select the item that you want to select all of, and then you press Ctrl, Shift, and A. You'll notice that it has selected all of the pillars now, and that's exactly what we want. We then go ahead and press Delete, and then Yes. Now, why are there big gaps in this wall? That is obviously problematic. Enemies can walk straight through that. Now, the reason that there are gaps in this wall is that we didn't set it out correctly. Now, if you set your wall out in segments of 2, like this, then there won't be any gaps, or the gaps will be minimal. The wall will look like this, as you can see here. If instead we build a massive wall like this, and then delete the pillars, there will be massive holes that enemies can walk through. So whilst it takes a little bit longer to create a wall in 2 segments at a time, it is worth it for the 4 aforementioned reasons. Another really important aspect of walling that I'll quickly cover is that you can't have your walls too close together. Where if we have a wall like this, although it helps to save space, mortars actually have a blast radius, so a mortar attacking this wall will also damage this wall. Please note that I also cover walling in my beginner's guide to Treaty, which goes into a lot more detail of a number of other aspects that are essential for becoming a better Treaty player. So if you're new to Treaty, I'd recommend you also check that out. If you have any further questions, feel free to chuck them in the comments below or come and check me out on Twitch, which you can find a link to in the description. But whatever the case, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day/night, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye!